Welcome to Comic Station, issue number 65 for March 26, 2014. I'm just going to start right off the bat with Survive, number 1, Marvel Comics. Really should have been named the all-new Ultimates, because that's really what it's going to be. And it is setting up the next wave of the old Ultimates are kind of stepping down after the events of Galactus coming in and destroying their little world. And so the new Ultimates are going to step up, the new team. And it's going to be a young, fresh team, and it's going to have Spider-Woman as one of the members, so that'll make some people happy.
Alright, I've got the finishing touch to Revolutionary War.
Nice.
So they finally, as all of the other issues were snapshots of kind of one or two of the characters at a time, they actually finally brought everybody together and finally woke up Captain Britain and got him involved in some of the action. I don't want to say too much about this because it'll probably spoil most of what happens in the issue. So if you were enjoying this, go out, grab it, continue to enjoy it.
So is this a conclusion, or
they do really wrap it up at the end quite well, so they could really dead it if they wanted to, but I feel like they went to a lot of trouble to just really introduce and develop each one of the characters, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some more. Also, another thing that would be nice to mention about this is that you got a message on Twitter, did you not?
Yes, I did. Calzel, one of the co-writers, messaged me thanking us for showing a bit about Revolutionary War, and of course I responded back. We've been enjoying it, we've liked it, and as usual we try to show a little bit about it. And like you were saying, this sets up, so hopefully we'll see more Revolutionary War, as this kind of sets up a little teetering point where it could stop, but it could continue on. So hopefully it does continue.
I have Suicide Squad Amanda Waller. If you're not familiar with Amanda Waller, she's basically DC's female version of Nick Fury. If you're more of a Marvel person or you've just seen the movies, pretty much the same character as a female. The story in this is really good, and especially if you have any connections with the army, if you're a soldier or whatever, you'll connect to this a lot better than the normal person. But I'm not connected to the army, and I still can appreciate this, so I think it's very good.
So what's her capacity in the Suicide Squad? Is she in?
This I don't believe is actually the Suicide Squad that she's in charge of in this. She's just in charge of keeping people alive.
Okay.
So
hopefully we'll see some other members coming in. The next one I have is Captain America Homecoming, again from Marvel, and all I can say is Captain America Living Legend was the best one I've seen so far, and unfortunately this one really just afternoon cartoon is all I can really equate it to. It was a standalone little episode. You have Captain America with Natasha, the Black Widow. Something about the faces weren't quite right with me, and it's Saturday morning cartoon. It was entertaining, it was a tidbit, but nothing really satisfying.
Well, nice segue into Saturday morning cartoons and characters named Natasha. We have a little bit, I thought this was a kind of quirky thing, so of course I had to pick it up. IDW doing Rocky and Bullwinkle, something that I saw a ton of waking up at like 6 o'clock in the morning as a little kid, and I thought it was a really strange thing for them to put it into a comic book, and I was expecting terrible, terrible things of it. However, from IDW, they usually do a pretty good job with these sorts of things, and they did a pretty decent job with this too. I had a couple of ha-has, no real outright laugh out louds with it, but it was clever. It broke the fourth wall a ton. There were the quick changes back and forth from from story to story that you expect from the cartoon, and I don't know how it would be if I didn't know the cartoon, because as I'm reading it, I'm hearing it in all of the characters' voices.
It has a nostalgia feel to it.
Yeah, it does, and they were making all of these jokes about, all these modern jokes about there being a telephone booth, but, telephone booths had been extinct since 1993. So they kind of, they're doing it, they know what they're doing with it. I don't know that I would really, pick this up or recommend it to anybody, but it being in my face, it was an amusing read.
It sounds like they're really aiming it towards us.
Yes.
Our age group.
Absolutely.
And if we have kids, to then give it to the kids to have them enjoy it through you, but you're the one enjoying it. You're just making them enjoy it.
Exactly.
So. I have Iron Patriot #1. Again, if you're into the army, this is good for you. However, I did not enjoy the story as much in this one. I did enjoy the art, and I wouldn't pick up the second one, but if you're really into the army and everything, it's probably much more for you.
Cool. Actually, the opposite. I enjoyed the story, and the art kind of quirked me a little bit. This is Silver Surfer #1. Really Marvel heavy today. And story was interesting. What are you going to do with a cosmic being that's so powerful he can literally reignite his sun? Does it in the first few pages. And you find out there are some people that can manipulate the cosmic energies and such, and they're setting him up to fight against some unknown enemy, but they have some leverage, and there's some interesting parallels going on throughout the book, and it really comes together at the end, where the amazement of this one area is paralleled with this woman on Earth, where she's showing people around a bed and breakfast. It's just neat. I like how they did that. So story-wise and some of the little quirks they did on here was really cool. Art-wise, wasn't too crazy about it. It was very not outdated, but dated. And otherwise, really cool, interesting. If you're a fan of Silver Surfer, check it out. But that's probably where it ends.
I have Sandman Overture #2. As you remember from us reviewing #1, nothing really happened, but was super pretty to look at. #2 returns and is even effing prettier to look at. I wish I could have spent a lot more time with this book today. I would have read this 3, 4, 5, 6 times just to really get into the artwork and to get into the story. I read through it pretty quickly, and I just really wanted to. Every page was like 5 pages worth of art, and the story was awesome. There is Dream is dead, and all aspects of Dream are together, and they're trying to figure out exactly what happened and what to do next. And there's 0 bad things that I can say about this.
Yeah, there's really
made my night.
Not much else you can say. It's Sandman, Neil Gaiman. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
Sells itself. The last issue I have is Blackout, and this is from Dark Horse Comics. And so you get a suit in the mail. It says, "Find me," and what do? You of course, you put it on.
I think that happened to Astro Spider.
Pretty much. You get it. So there's a little bit of a mystery going on. So, one person's missing, who you infer sent the suit, and trying to find out who it is. Of course, there's an evil corporation. There's people disappearing, stuff like that. Overall, really interesting idea where basically, if you ever played the game Portal, this is kind of, you go from one portal to the other, but he is traveling in between, where time and space kind of like stop while he's traveling between these 2 points. So that's what the suit allows him to do, is survive in that stop time. Really cool stuff. So he's kind of bumbling, which is actually one of the endearing parts about it, because if you're just given a suit out of the blue, you don't know how to work it, you don't know the rules about it. He's learning about it, and you get the idea that he's not very good at it. So that's interesting. I like the idea behind it, at least.
Nice.
And finally, we have our statue. Just a really creepy Joker black and white statue. And you two like the cat?
I love the cat. It looks like a Cheshire cat. It is very adorable. It has a big smile on it.
That's why it's creepy.
Cats are always cute.
Yes.
I have 3 cats. I love my cats, but if I ever see them smile, I am out of there, because I know they're up to something. They're always up to something anyways.
I like this series of figures. It's aesthetically pleasing to me, but I don't really get the whole why they did a whole series of black and white figures with a more sort of modern art style to them.
I like the black and white. I do like that monochrome style to it. It's interesting how they're making different aspects of the characters, yet keeping them recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
So it really just comes down to, do you like this style of this person in this style at this time? Or do you like this person in this style? And so they're making a lot of different options.
More stuff to buy.
Yeah,
More
that's basically it.
To come to the
More
comic
reasons.
station.
It's Batman, best-selling, biggest name comics, so just, of course, put it out there and people will buy it. That's basically it. But hopefully they make one that you enjoy, so you'll be able to pick it up and actually enjoy it with all the variety that they make.
Awesome.
Yep. And next we have reviews.
And Lido has some reviews for us this week. You can go check them out, as always, on fronttowardsgamer.com. Here are some of the titles that you can check out. Terminator, Enemy of My Enemy, number 2. Tomb Raider, number 2. Serenity, Leaves on the Wind, number 3.
Some of the other reviews, these are issue number 1, was Real Heroes, number 1. And this one, if you're interested in it, it's about movie stars that in their television, their movies, was actually somehow a reflection of this alternate reality, and that alternate reality pulls them in and expects them to be the heroes. That sounds something you're interested in, go check out the rest of his review. He had some interesting things to say about it. Epic number 1 is essentially, it's a secretly advanced ancient civilization. And of course you have this is about Egyptology. Of course you have you always have the Egyptology, the evil businessman, and some strange advanced technology that's going to be found. And whether it's going to be used for good or evil. Lido found this a little bit more enjoyable, but if that sounds something you're interested in, the artwork he did point out was interesting, and you should check that out. It had a little bit of an Egyptian tie-in to it to go along with the Egyptology. But as usual, go check out all the full reviews on fronttowardsgamer.com. Go check out everything that you're interested in. Again, we had a few issues 2s and 3s. If you're interested in number 1, go see if it continues on and keeps up the good work. Thank you again for Comic Station issue number 65 for March 26th, and we will see you next week.